I am ready for the beginning of a new season, our third season at the helm of the Burnaby Cha-Chings, the greatest team in hockey, the Burnaby Cha-Chings. And again, it is our free agent only challenge. No trading, no drafting, no waiver claims. We only sign free agents. This is the team that's going to start off this season, which, again, I'm optimistic about. You know, we brought in the likes of Vladimir Tarasenko as a free agent, but for the most part, everybody there was here last season, which is promising that we have that consistency. Defensively, of course, we brought in Alex Alexiev and Ty Smith, both as RFAs. And we'll be keeping an eye on the team. Goaltending is the big question mark. Vanacek's back, Fleury's not. But Philip Lindbergh now gets an opportunity as well. Didn't call up any healthy scratches. I'm going to wait. And then the AHL is also just stacked with guys that could be given a chance at any possible moment. Like the AHL, both offensively and defensively. It's just we're waiting to see how these guys are gonna break through. And Stuart Skinner's pretty close as well to maybe breaking through at this stage and being an NHL caliber goaltender. So that is the team. Let's see what we can do. And yeah, like I said, I think we're in an interesting spot right now. Where again, it's just we got to find out who's worth keeping on this team and who isn't. So, I will mention as well, of course, the draft class. We did add in people. There are a lot of computer-generated guys in this draft class, but Macklin Celebrini is in. Cole Iserman. Alex Zetterberg we added in. Berkeley Catton. Aaron Kiviharu. So for those of you that care about the draft, again, I added in those guys. So, let's do this. We're going to sim the first month and a half. And then we'll take a look at the team and see who's doing well and maybe make adjustments from there. Unless, of course, there's an injury or something that forces our hand. Kivi's too low. I can't do much to stop the AI from adding people. So that was horrifically mistimed. Let's give Joachim Blichfeld a chance, because Stud, Morgan, they both got to play at the NHL level last year. So we're going to give Joachim Blichfeld an opportunity on the fourth line with Kravtsov and White. And we will see what he can do. So Joachim, welcome to the team. Get Jamal off that top line. Everything else there is good to go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, we got pooped on by Seattle, 7-2 as well. 5-2 to start the season, though. Steven, take it easy. Catch you later. So Alex Tessier is back. Blichfeld's been good, man. I think we leave Blichfeld in. I think Tex has lost his spot so far. He'll be a healthy scratch for the moment. As Lenny's an AHLer. Oh, and then Blichfeld gets hurt. Well, shit. Tex is back in. Iggy, what's going on? And then Tex. What just happened? All right. Well, Jack Studnicka has 12 points in 17 games in the AHL. I have no idea what the fuck even just happened. All I know is Stud is destroying at the AHL level. I don't understand how I got like a double injury. So congratulations to Stud at the end of all that. You're the one that gets the opportunity here. You are also the best centerman for the job, so we'll see what Studnicka is able to do. That was wild. That was wild. Am I allowed to sim Ty Smith pulled groin? I am so confused as to what's going on right now. Cale Fleury is doing really well. Let's give Cale Fleury the chance here. He never got a chance. He wasn't on the team last year, so... Cale, congratulations. Let's see what you can do next to Olli Levy, who, again, shockingly has been one of our better defenders year in and year out. As Killinen's good to go. Let me back it. It's showing me in March for some reason, even though we're in frickin' November. It doesn't make sense. Again, we want to sim to December 1st. We're 8 days out. 13-7-0. Well, Ty Smith is back now, so that's good. But my team is falling apart. Weakest jaws in the game. Because we're fracturing jaws left and right. Blichfeld's back, but he'll sit for now. Ty Smith is 100%. Goodness gracious, November was a horror show. 14-9-0. 14-9-0. Second best team in the Pacific Division. Kubalik is our top scorer. Let's take a look at how the team is doing here. I'm going to use the same method we used last time. Kind of taking a look at the general numbers here. So, for Jesperi Kotkaniemi, pretty damn happy with that opening performance. Pierre-Luc Dubois has been outstanding again. And then there's Mangiapane, who has also been absolutely fantastic. So very happy, especially with he and Dubois. Kubalik is the team's leading scorer. He has also been great and might replace Kotkaniemi on that top line. Jordan Kyrou's been a little bit disappointing by his standards. Vladimir Tarasenko as well. Also a tad bit disappointing, if we're being honest. Not the best start for him. Oof. Oscar Lindblom is going to need to have a very, very big month in December, as is Jeff Carter. Holy shit. All right, well, Lindblom and Carter, I'm going to guess the right winger as well in Puljujarvi. Yeah, it's abysmal. Okay, that third line does not work at all. And then on the fourth line, we do have Vitaly Kravtsov, who has also been pretty decent. Stud hasn't done much, but he hasn't been awful. And then there's Colin White, who also hasn't been great. Mel's, thank you for the follow. So, let's also check for the other forwards here. Tessier has not been good when he's played. It's only been 6 games, but that's pretty rough. And then Blichfeld has honestly been decent. Olli Levy is still hurt. So potential changes for this team, right? Let's see what we got here. I'm kind of taking a look at the numbers and seeing how I might reorder this. But we have some fantastic numbers, and then we have some surprisingly bad numbers, I think, is the best way to put it. So the top line, I know they're doing well, but we are going to bump down Kotkaniemi for Dominik Kubalik, which is a version of the top line we had last year anyway. Kotkaniemi will be with Tarasenko and Kyrou. And we will run with Kyrou on the left, Kotkaniemi at center, Tarasenko on the right. Then it'll be Kravtsov, Blichfeld, and Colin White, which is horrifying that is one of our better options right now. But it is. And the fourth line will be Stud with Carter and Puljujarvi. I was not expecting that. But in terms of who's played well so far, that's what we're looking at. And somehow Blichfeld has better face-offs than White, but what are you going to do? Yeah, those would be the lines for the forwards, at least. Moving forward, Lindblom and Tessier have lost their spots in the short term. In the meantime, Devon Taves, who was fantastic last year, really struggled in the playoffs. He's looking good. You have Alexiev as well, not looking that bad. 27 PIMs, a little bit concerning. Kale has not done much, granted in just 4 games. Ty Smith, in a limited number of time, has arguably been our top defenseman. Then you got Nick Hague. Cam, take it easy, by the way. Then you got Nick Hague, who still hasn't been overly impressive, but not brutal. And Timothy Liljegren hasn't done much. Everybody on this team, because of the injuries, will get a chance for another month. But it is a very short leash at this stage. Again, we don't have to put up with players underperforming. Get the job done or get out. It's pretty much our attitude about the situation. Goaltending-wise, Vanacek a 902. Okay, goaltending also hasn't been anything special. It's what we're rolling with, though. Let's see how December treats us. Hopefully the answer is quite well and with significantly fewer injuries, please, for the love of... Okay, I'm going to guess that it put Tex in. It did not. It put in Lindblom, which is okay. That's who I would have gone with. So Oscar has a hell of an opportunity here because he should not be on the top line. He's got a great little chance to prove something here as Olli Levy's back. Which I hate to say it. I mean, sorry to Mr. Liljegren, but Cale Fleury was outperforming you. And looking at Olli Levy here, it's going to be Hague and Fleury, and we'll have Levy with Alexiev. Man, the injury luck so far this season has been awful. Mangiapane's healthy. Not going to look at those Lindblom numbers quite yet. But we'll see if he was able to do anything in that week and a half or so that he was in the lineup. Lenny is kill, okay? This kid cannot stay healthy. Lenny is kill. Where were you? You were right here, right now, because Lenny is kill. He's back again, but good God. That is just brutal. Swamala goes down to injury for the Aces as well. Yet our team continues to pick up points. 24, 13, and 2. Second best team in the division, although the Oilers are on a better point pace, as Dubois leads the way for this team right now. Dominic Kubalik. What is going on with you? Kubalik is absolutely crushing it. He has had a phenomenal start to this season. Pierre-Luc Dubois has had a phenomenal start to this season. And Andrew Mangiapane has been right there with him. All 3 of those guys on the top line right now are crushing it. Jordan Kyrou, on the other hand, I am concerned. I'm concerned about Jordan Kyrou quite a bit. Kakaniemi, he got better. He didn't necessarily, take getting dropped down from the top line all that well. But, I mean, we did what we had to do, and then, yeah, slight improvements for Tarasenko. That second line really doesn't click. Kravtsov. Not much from him this month either. Joachim Blichfeld stayed basically exactly the same. So I don't know if he'll be staying. And then Colin White. Man, outside of our top line, this past month, this team has sucked. Minor gains for If we look at Stud, Studnicka had a better month than most people on this team. And then Jeff Carter, that -10 is gigantic. Oof, he had decent improvements as well. Let's take a look at Lindblom for the short amount of time that he played. I mean, he was kind of along with the same crowd. Outside, man, our top line carried us. That is the only way to put it. Our top line absolutely carried us. We're getting pretty close to getting some fresh blood into the team out of pure necessity. Because right now it is not very pretty here. Blichfeld is going to take a seat. I don't know if I'm going to put him through waivers yet, but he's going to be out. So for the Lions, again, still it will be Dubois, Mangiapane, and Kubalik, who have been great. Kakaniemi will be with Tarasenko and Kyrou still. I'm going to swap the wings that Kyrou and Tarasenko were on just to try to get something going. The third line, though, is going to be Kravtsov, Studnicka, and Jeff Carter. So Tessier will take a seat for Vitaly Kravtsov. And then Lindblom, Puljujarvi, and White would ideally be the fourth line. And it can indeed work out that way. Put Carter over there on the right. For the defense, what have we seen in this past month? Devon Toews has been outstanding. We must have a great power play. Timothy Liljegren, minor improvements. Olli Levy, again, who was injured previously. Olli Levy's looking damn good, though. He's looking damn good. Ty Smith has been absolutely outstanding so far this year. Our defense is really carrying. Alexiev, not much in the way of improvement over the past month. Cale Fleury, not much from him either. And that leaves Nick Hague, who at least did show some improvements. Nothing too crazy. So I think it'll be Cale Fleury that takes the seat. Although you could argue it should be Timothy Liljegren, which is kind of scary, but we got to give Liljegren one more opportunity. So Toews and Smith reunited. Levy will be with Hague, and Alexiev will be with Liljegren. So let's get Fleury out of there for Nick Hague. Goaltending-wise, we need to make a change there. Skinner's doing decently. As much as I wish I didn't have to send down Blichfeld, if we lose him on waivers, we lose him on waivers. He hasn't been anything outstanding. And indeed, we lose Joachim Blichfeld to the New York Islanders, which not ideal, but we do what we have to do. And Stuart Skinner is going to get a decent little opportunity here. Don't know how often he'll play, but he's going to get the chance. Rodriguez now the guy with the AHL level squad here. So January, very, very important. If we want to talk about spots on the line, Timothy Liljegren could be going. Colin White, Puljujarvi, Lindblom, Jeff Carter. I mean, like, there is a lot to prove this month for this team, because we need to get that help for the defense that's played pretty much very well. Basically, our star players are keeping us in a very good spot and in the playoff mix. We need to figure out our depth scoring issues. There's no excuse. And right now, we're off to a very good start this month. I'm going to take a look at that updated class, even though I can't do anything. Yeah, it ends up putting Kiwi Haru still way down in like 11th. It's weird. Like I said, first 3 years, once the rosters are done, I'll definitely run the draft with AI players off. But 32, or at least reduced. 32, 15, and 4. We are the top team in the division. Very, very good. Goaltending-wise, Vanacek a 905. Skinner has a 919. All right. Well, Skinner's bought himself some extra time. Defensively, Mr. Devon Taves continues to be absolutely fantastic. He's been phenomenal this year. Ty Smith, again, we picked up as an RFA. Ty Smith has been great as well. Absolutely fantastic. Ollie Levy, also continuing to do better. He's been very good this year. Nick Hague has also been pretty good. Nick Hague, a bigger month there for him. He needed that. Alexiev, he steps up a little bit to stay. Timothy Liljegren, I don't know about you, Chief. I don't know. Based off of what he did last year, there's really no excuse. Cale Fleury is going to step in. We're going to give Cale the chance to prove that he can take that spot. And if it's not Cale, I mean, goodness. I mean, Rathbone's been unreal. Yokiharu's been unreal. I mean, it's Rathbone or Yokiharu. When's the next podcast out? It is out right now. Video form will be up Tuesday, as is tradition. So yeah, case in point. Like, if we have someone like Liljegren who can't get the job done, we got guys in the AHL that deserve a shot. For the forwards, what do we got for you? So Dominic Kubalik continues to be fantastic. He slowed down a little bit last month, but obviously he's still been great. He's not in any danger. Same for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Not at the crazy pace they were at before, but still pretty good. And same for Mangiapane. They're still very good as our top line. Their pace has slowed down a little bit, though. Tarasenko had an outstanding month. Absolutely outstanding. So very happy to see that. Kotkaniemi also had an outstanding month. So that second line figured it out. Jordan Kyrou also had an outstanding month. Still not overly happy. I mean, the -7's not the biggest deal in the world. So the first line kind of settled down a little bit. The second line took big steps forward. On the third line, Vitaly Kravtsov. Big step forward for him. He was very good in the past month. Jack Studnicka. Big step up for him. So the offense really seemed to kind of pick up momentum in the past month. Jeff Carter had a good month as well, compared to his previous performance. And then we have Lindblom. Decent month. The stats still aren't overly pretty, but a decent month. Colin White also improved. We'll take that. And then Jesse Puljujärvi also improved. So I can't really change anything about this team. I think those lines worked out very well. Obviously, having Puljujärvi and Lindblom in a fourth line role is far from ideal, but I'm happy with that. So the only change is going to be Liljegren out, Fleury in, and we'll see if this team can keep performing at a division-leading level, which I certainly wasn't expecting. I do want to look at the AHL stats here for the forwards. So if we were to call somebody up, it would probably be Adam Ruzicka. I mean, I know Mulligan's up there, but I'm most impressed by Ruzicka and Daoust. The defense, though, again, that top pair, they've been fantastic. And, God, if we don't have our answer in goal already on this team, I don't think we have the answer in goal for the remainder of the season. It is a leap year, old February of 2024. God, that month I'll be turning 30. Jesus. That is too close for comfort. Jesus. Alright, that's awful. Alright. Of course, we'll sim to the deadline. Any alerts about blockbusters? Nothing, but we will go take a look. We are still first in the division at 38, 21, and 5. Kubalik still our leading scorer. What do we have for deals? Ryan Strome to Boston for Fabian Lysell and a prospect. Mark Giordano's still kicking around. He goes to Minnesota for Ryan O'Rourke and Spencer Sova. Josh Norris from the Ducks to the Devils. Evan Rodriguez, elite #1 center, now on Edmonton. Vinny Trocheck and Keith Yandel to Carolina from Arizona, so go figure. Pia Suter to the Devils. You can tell the roster have changed a lot. Chris Letang gets dealt to the Kings. Hayden Fleury to Dallas. Not the biggest deadline in the world that we've seen from the AI. I can see why it didn't alert us about any blockbusters. So we are in first, a game at hand on the Kings on 81 points. Right now it is a 2-horse race. The Oilers are a bit further back. Vanacek at 904. Skinner's only played 5 games, but that is an interesting save percentage for Stuart Skinner. Skinner is making a legitimate push to be the playoff starter. At least to be the backup, and then short leash for Vanacek. Again, on the defensive side of things, what do we got? Mr. Devon Taves. The old Devon. Also continuing to get better. His pace is slowing down a tiny bit, but it's not surprising. Ty Smith as well. The pace also slows down a little bit. He's been phenomenal. Olli Levy. I don't know what it is, but Olli Levy continues to be very damn good. Positive upward trajectory for him. Nick Hague also has a good month next to Olli Levy. Alexiev has probably his best performance in terms of in a month time frame. And then Cale Fleury, I mean, it wasn't insane, but it was a bit more positive, or at least as positive as what we had seen from Liljegren. I'm not overly sold by Cale or Liljegren at this stage, but both are decent options. We might have a decision to make, but I'm going to put Liljegren back in. Or am I? 39 games played. What about Cale? Cale's been the better defender between the two. Cale hasn't been absurdly good. Every other defenseman on this team has been great. There's a month to go. As much as I want to try out, Rathbone and Yoki Haru, I just don't know if there's time. It's just, is Cale Fleury good enough, or can one of those other AHLers step in and get the production that we really need? Because right now, that 6th defense spot, it's been kind of the one weak point of the team. Honestly, it's Cale's job to lose. We're going to leave him in. For the forwards, let's get a look at Dominic Kubalik, who has been outstanding. And Dominic Kubalik, I said last month it was a bit down, but still positive, just to the moon. Again, he's so good. He's been so good for us. Pierre-Luc Dubois has the same thing. Just fantastic. And then Mangiapane, compared to last month, also fantastic. Mangiapane's probably even slightly better than Kubalik. That top line's been cooking. That top line's phenomenal. I'm going to say phenomenal, because it's a lot of fun to see them do so well. Tarasenko continues to get better. Still not a positive player, so 5-on-5 might be affecting the line a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Not the best month from Kotkaniemi, but he's still been pretty damn good this year. And then Jordan Kyrou, unfortunately, is lagging behind the other two, but he's still been okay. Vitaly Kravtsov continues to get better. Not a crazy month for him compared to the month prior. Stud. That's what I'm talking about, Jack. It's decent. Again, kind of similar to Kravtsov. Not anything too crazy. And then Jeff Carter actually did have a better month. He hasn't been nearly as good for us as he was last year. And then we have Lindblom, who didn't have a very good month. Colin White, didn't have a very good month. I mean, upward trajectory for both, but yeah, that fourth line kind of stagnated a little bit. They're not bad. They're not, horrific players or anything, but they're just not. They're not crushing it. But I think we'll still leave them because the team's doing well. But these guys have been stuck on the fourth line for a while now, which is a little bit concerning. These lines have actually been locked in for the majority of the season. It does just kind of sum up that, hey, this is our team. We'll continue to have Tessier and Lindgren as the healthy scratches as well. So let's see here with this playoff push. We'll go a couple weeks into the future. Let's see what we can do. I am shockingly optimistic that, we'll be back in the playoffs and hopefully not get swept. There's the injury to Olli Juolevi. So this is the chance for Liljegren now. Pretty much for the next couple of games to prove that he should be in over Cale Fleury. I don't know how well he would have done. We'll find out. He's going to be right back out for Olli Juolevi. We'll stand beside Cale Fleury and be a little bit loyal in this situation. Vladimir Tarasenko suffers a concussion. He'll be back for the start of the playoffs, though. I don't think we're going to make any line changes here. We'll wait until the end of the year. Unfortunately, the LA Kings have been white hot, and our playoff spot is far from secure, but the Kings have absolutely taken this division. We got 4 games to go. We're right there. We just need to help ourselves out a little bit. So can we beat the equally decent Winnipeg Jets? We're now below the Oilers. Can we beat the equally decent Dallas Stars? It's enough. It's another loss, but the Bettman point secures a playoff spot. We play Carolina at the loot box and win 6-5. We've jumped ahead of the Oilers. So it is the final game of the season. Tarasenko is back. We'll get him in here for the final game of the year as we take on the Sharks. As long as we get a point, we will be hosting the Oilers in round 1. If we lose, I believe we'll be on the road in Edmonton to start. So beat the Sharks, who are not good. And indeed, we make the playoffs, and we will have home ice against the Oilers in round number 1. Everyone's on 82 games played, but we are back in the playoffs for the second year in a row after a 45-win season. As you get a look at the Pacific Division, thankfully the team that bounced us last year were in the basement in Anaheim, so we don't have to worry about them, but we do have to worry about another team in orange. The Central Division saw Nashville, Colorado, Dallas, Chicago, and Winnipeg all make it. In the Atlantic, Tampa, Toronto, Boston, Florida, Montreal. And in the Metro, Philadelphia, Washington, and New Jersey. So the Tampa Bay Lightning win the President's Trophy. Nashville's turned the corner. The Anaheim Ducks were the worst team in the league. Ouch. Man, that Pacific Division was trash. Trash. And still, we made the playoffs somewhat comfortably.
Good for you.
Shout out to, I'm going to go with Soko. Thank you for the follow. I'm guessing it's Soko Tour. Do I know if that means anything in a different language? I don't know. It might. Who's to say? Tampa had the best offense in the league, though, as I'll just push my way through here. We were mid-table in that regard. Goals against average, we were also mid-table. Power play percentage. Hey. Top 5 power play. Love to see it. You got it. All right, cool. Welcome aboard, by the way. How the heck are you? We had a top 5 power play. It's pretty damn good. Our PK was at 80%. Okay, so top 5 power play, bottom 4 PK. Probably should have paid more attention to that. I have officially found, though, our Achilles heel, and it is the PK. We'll get a general look at the team stats here, and then I'll take a look at stuff a little bit later on. But Kubalik led the way with 76 points. top line all had at least 70 points, which is not bad. Kotkaniemi, Kyra, Tarasenko all with 50. It drops off a little bit from there. And Tessier had the 5 points in 10 games, which honestly isn't that bad. It's just, he got jumped. But overall, again, the team wasn't that bad. Defensively, 61 points for Taves, 40 for Ty Smith. What an RFA pickup he was. And again, I think Cale Fleury just outright outdueled Timothy Liljegren. I'm not totally sold by Cale compared to some of the AHL options that we have, but he's going to get the start. And in goal, I don't know what we're going to do in goal. AKIP, it is not. We have started a new journey. I might not be completely done with Seattle yet, though. It's
for you.
TP Champ. Thank you for the fall. Top hat I have heard, indeed. Might have to call up Olivier Rodrigue or Olaf Lindbaum to be the backup. I don't know what the hell we're going to do, because it's not going to be Lindbergh or Skinner in the playoffs. It's not. Let's take a look around the league here. See how the scoring played out. As Nikita Kucherov was the only guy to break 100 points. Again, I just can't seem to find the right kind of tuner to get the, to get the proper scoring pace we'd be looking for. And I just can't help but think a lot of it's EA's rosters. Goal scoring king, though, was Kucherov. Ovi had 56. He's up to 915. Yes, he had 72 goals in Season 1. Shout out to Nikolai Svitov, who was also up there. Jack Eichel still in Buffalo. For the defenders, Victor Hedman likely just won the Norris. Competition from Yossi, Krug, and Barry. All over the 70-point mark there. Torrey Krug had 19 goals again. He got traded to Calgary. He's now up there. For the goalies, the winningest was UC Saros. Shutout leader with 5. Samsonov, Kemper, Jari, and Fleury, who went to Edmonton. Oh, good. I get to play Marc-Andre Fleury after not bringing him back. And for save percentage, yeah, see, there's some weird ones, but Kevin Lankinen, Carey Price likely just won the Vezina with a 915 save percentage. Mrazek gives him a run for his money. Shout out to Kosa, who's already an 82. And in the rookie race, Matt Savoy and Maverick Bork. Raphael Lavoie also up there. Really neck and neck between those three, all on Western Conference teams. 42 goals, by the way, for Dylan Holloway, who, yes, AI players do shoot the puck a lot. So we know it's Edmonton. We got a nice little look that it's Marc-Andre Fleury that we're going to be going up against. Again, in terms of the scoring, we tried scoring on high, shots on low. Still not overly happy with that. Like, save percentages were too low, but the scoring wasn't high enough. So, figure that one out, right? So it's like the shots have to go up for the save percentages to be higher, because we obviously need more shots. I wonder if we go low sim scoring, high shots, but then we also do the silliness of bumping up the penalties like they are, turning off icing and turning off offside. I wonder if that'll. I wonder what that will do. And that's what we'll do for the playoffs. I mean, it's a level playing field no matter what with how the sim works. But again, 3 seasons in now, we've made the playoffs twice in a row. We just need to figure out whether or not this team can get it done in the playoffs.